And the great thing about cheesecake is with most baking, you have to be very, very, very precise. You have to measure everything exactly. Cheesecake is eggs, basically cream cheese, other kinds of cheeses as well, and sugar. And then you can use whatever recipe you want. You can make up your own additives to it. You can give it different flavorings. If you get the basic proportions close enough, which you can get from a standard recipe, you can play with it a lot, and you'll almost always get a good product if you use basically the right proportions, and you can be a little off and it'll still taste really, really good. You can't do that with any other kind of baking. If you're making a cake, if you're making cookies, you got to measure everything very, very precisely. But that's not the case with cheesecake. It's a wonderful thing for a cook rather than a baker. And I'm a cook, not a baker. My wife's a great baker, but cheesecake is one of those things that a good cook can make.
What most people regard as cheesecake is a specifically American variety, but if you go to, like, the Jordanian one is very crumbly. If you go to Poland, or if you were, for instance, in, you know, a shtetl in like the 1700s or 1800s, you'd be eating a drier, crumblier, more rustic style cheesecake that is nothing like the ones we eat today. Traditional Yiddish, Eastern European style cheesecake is made with what is called farm cheese, pot cheese, dry curd cottage cheese, and it's a drier, more ricotta-like crumbly texture. And then cream cheese as we know it was invented in like the 1858 or something. Maybe, well, it wasn't until that was invented that it really blew up as a deli staple in old New York and Jewish New York, basically, and Lindy's and Junior's sort of had like the iconic tall cheesecakes that we currently know with the cookie crust and the creamier filling.
I think the most important thing about baking a cheesecake, and really any baking at all, is to have really, really good ingredients. I don't believe in trying to skimp and have low fat or whatever. So, you know, use real butter, use real sour cream. Don't try to use the low fat, and you're going to get your best results.